What's up, friends? Welcome to the Friendly Food Forest channel. We got abundance all over the place. We're feeding the nephews and feeding the little ones, feeding the family, feeding the neighbors. Let's go around and check it out. So we've been waiting on these ground cherries for a little while. Got 4 plants in this area. They're growing a little slowly. That's all right. They're getting going a little bit more. And we got some ground cherries to munch on. So that's not all off that one plant, but I just set them down there. When they start falling down to the ground, actually off the plant, you know they're safe to grab, and they'll be inside of this little casing. Mother Nature made a nice casing for these. And they are just delicious. So look, something like that. And we got a bunch of strawberries to harvest right next door. So let's keep it moving. And right next door from our ground cherry area, we got our strawberries. So we got a little sea of red over here. Quite a bit of them. Nice. We've had a little bit all year, but this is a true second flush for sure. Berries all over that way, but definitely a lot right in this foreground. So I got the nephews over. Good time to get some picking done. Let them do some nice healthy eating. And we'll keep that harvest moving. So our cucumbers are lagging behind, like we said, but there is one so far. So we're gonna get that little tiny cucumber out there, let the plant keep producing, and hopefully we get a nice flush of cucumbers this fall. Also got a bunch of carrots in there with them, some radishes that went to seed. Right down here. And a couple other ones as well. Marigold flowers in the mix. So that'll be a nice little set of cucumbers and carrots real quick here. And we'll grab that one and add it to our bowl. Strawberries and ground cherries. So I dug one garlic out of there. This is our experiment on spring garlic. So it's kind of a small ball, but we did make it work. Cold stratified them in the refrigerator for a month this spring. Actually ended up being 2 months on accident. Planted them out into this mess that I didn't weed very good. So I gave it a tough time really, because garlic likes to be cleared out and be able to grab them nutrients. But I'm going to get in there and find what else I can find and clear out some of these weeds. And we should have, I don't know, 20 more bulbs of garlic in there. So I'll have to do that in a little bit, but we got them. Let's keep it moving. And then we got our lettuce section that you've seen most of summer, did really well. Most of it has went to seed now. So we'll be basically harvesting seed off of this area at this point. We do have our tomatoes interplanted that are lagging behind quite a bit. But we will be getting some tomatoes this fall. So better than nothing. And we'll have to get our practice in on growing a big tomato plant. Had our chives earlier in the year. And also a bunch of seeds from the carrots. And over here, so lots of seed harvesting this year too. All right, let's go over there and check out a little more. All right, we got some beets over this way, about ready to harvest. And then if you scan on over, cantaloupe's finally growing out a little bit. A couple of them around here. Looks like a random tomato, maybe from last year. So I didn't plant that one. Cantaloupe getting big. I got another one hiding in here with all this basil. When we need some basil to eat, we get in here. There it is. So that one's getting pretty big. So we'll have some cantaloupe pretty soon here. Got a little baby one right here. So that'll be a real nice sweet snack. One of my favorite things. Everything's my favorite. It's hard to pick a favorite. They all taste so good. So I got the tomatoes on the edge here. We let these carrots go to seed. And they're growing up big and taking probably a lot of the nutrients from these tomatoes. But that's alright. We got enough tomatoes planted around that we will get a nice harvest off them. Marigolds all over the place this year. We harvested just a ton of marigold seed last year. Got some more cantaloupes and that under the peach tree. Tomatoes in with the carrots. Marigolds. Come around here, these are starting to take off quite a bit. Ooh, there's a cool shot of something. Some more marigolds, sunflowers. We're gonna be holding up our cherry tomato over here. That's a kind of a continuation of an experiment I've been trying to put together for 18 months now. The deer trimmed them back, so I was a little nervous. Nice, beautiful plum tree. It's one of my favorite trees out here. More sunflowers. Just starting to put off a little flower head, it looks like. Got some more beets over here. Stuck some tomatoes out kind of wherever I could at the very end. Ooh, might be the biggest tomato around this year so far. Alright, let's pop out back and see what else we can find. So we're out back in one of the most productive areas on the farm this year. Lots of onions, and you never know why it's good to grow them. We had salmonella going around this year on the onions just recently, so it worked out really good. I was able to provide the family with nice healthy onions, nice and safe from any salmonella problems. And you can see the necks are down on some of them, so it's time to pull out the ones where the necks are down and soft and not able to stand up anymore. And they're coming out at a nice pace here, so we're able to eat them. And I got a couple more ready to go after each time we're done eating the ones, so it's working pretty good so far on that. Got a lot of stuff out back we can check out. Let's go zone in on some other stuff where we're actually able to harvest. Got some little healthy bean plants over here with some beans on them. And I've just been getting a little bit at a time on these. I was hoping these beans would go a little faster, but we are getting some beans to munch on. So again, it's kind of working the same way. Just get a little bit of beans and heat them up, and we got some more coming in. Zucchini are real small. I've harvested 1 or 2 of them so far. Got some good ideas from Aunt Emily on the recipe for them. I'm gonna put some cheese and bacon on the top of them. I think cheese and bacon makes almost everything better, right? So we got some of them coming pretty soon. Some beans. And got my nephew over helping with the onion harvest right now. Let's see what else we got out back. And before we take off out of the onion area, I had to pull up a couple carrots. We just couldn't resist. So we're all gonna eat a carrot, and they are gonna be delicious. Not too bad on the size this year. Some of the smaller ones were in a clump. I didn't have them thinned out real good. So even though it was in a clump, we still got 4 out of that area. So either way, we're getting a lot of carrot for our growing area. And we're about to rinse these off and start munching. Popped over just a bit. Got a big row of peppers. And there's also some big peppers on our big row of peppers. Woo! Look at that. There's more peppers than plant. That's gonna be a beauty. All right, let's keep filling that bucket up. Add some peppers to it. All right, we got our bucket more than full. So onions on the bottom, a couple carrots to munch on. Now we're gonna have to dig them out. And peppers brimming over the top. With many more peppers still to go. We got let these get nice and big for us down the line. A bunch more still on there. Let's keep it moving. We found some more strawberries out back. We'll work on picking some of them. We did dig into our, on the other side of our blueberry section and squash. We did dig into our potatoes out back. Got a small harvest. Got a picture up on Instagram. Oh, A couple squash on the counter, but I'm not seeing any squash to pick yet. Looks like there's a little baby squash starting out right there, so we'll keep a close eye on that. We're gonna grab these peas since they made it through most of the summer here. We're just gonna use these as seed and replant these for a fall crop of peas. Carrots are getting big under there. And we're just waiting on the squash to catch up a little bit. Got some more potatoes that we will be harvesting real quick, but probably not today. I'll let them finish out just a little bit more, see if they can bulk up. Some random sunflowers around here. Alright, let's check out a little more. So it'll be a while till harvest on that. They say patience is a virtue. So finally got a pumpkin that I can see. I didn't know if these are going to all be male flowers for me. Well, the pumpkins are taking off a little bit and we got a little bit growing. So hopefully they got time to get big enough yet. Well, if you like going on this little harvest journey with me, like learning about growing food and food security and saving seeds, and having the food you need when there's a salmonella problem, you know, you never know what's going to go wrong. So it's good to have that security. Lots of plants in the ground, different stages, and you always got something coming off fresh and ready to eat out of the garden. Nice healthy food for you. Like, subscribe, and share this one around, guys. Cheers.